Hello and welcome back to another video, and today, as you can see, we're here for another video on the MotoGP 2021 mod. And today we're here in Moto2 doing a last to first challenge at Brno because, well, there's going to be no Brno on the calendar this year, so it's kind of a bit of a shame. The AI are actually really good at Brno. It's one of their better tracks, so for us to lose that is not great. So I thought I'd give them a good send-off. We will be doing a last to first challenge here, like I said, from the back of the grid as Bo Bendsneyder on the Mandalika SAG Kalex. So we've got a 35% race ahead of us, which is 7 laps here at the Czech Grand Prix. Of course, it's a pretty long circuit. It's going to be a hard one because the AI are really fast here. So we're just going to try and get this started straight away. We've got to be aggressive on the first lap. We can't afford to lose any time behind anybody because, well, we've only got 7 laps. I know it's a long lap, but still only 7 of them. And the AI at the front will be extremely fast. So we need to carve his way through. Hopefully, we can get in the top 10, but I'm not even 100% sure on that one.
We are seconds away from the start of the race. The riders are coming down to the start of the Czech Grand Prix here in Brno.
So we've got Lowe's on pole position, obviously without the Estrella Galizia anymore with the Mark VDS, so it's kind of back to the old colours. It looks quite nice, quite nostalgic to see it back like that, but waiting for the lights to go out here then at Brno. Lights out, and away we go off the line. It's not been the best start. Actually, it has been a pretty good start now. The AI are going pretty slow off the line. They also seem to get a really bad second phase of the start in Moto2. Not sure what it is. There's been a crash already. Nicolo Balega has gone down. Don't know how he's crashed on the straight. We're up to 17th already. That's exactly the kind of start we needed. Hafi Siren involved in that accident as well, I believe. So we've got Ralph Fernandez on the outside. We just went completely into the side of Ralph Fernandez. An extremely aggressive start then. But we're already up to 16th place. We've picked off half the field through 2 corners. We're now up to 15th. Got on the inside of Vierge for 14th, but he hangs it around the outside of Canet and Arenas, and Arenas has braked in the middle of that corner for some reason, so we've got in front of Arenas now, but we're still behind Vierge because of that, and it looks like maybe Ralph Fernandez wants another go, try and get that past us. We're up to 14th, so we've passed 16 riders already, make that 17 as we go around the outside of Xavi Vierge finally. Then we've got Augusto Fernandez in front of us. Canet's still ahead of us, so after all that, Canet's still in front of us. We hit Augusto again at the back, so I've just been saying about how good the AI are here, and they're all holding me up now. We've got into the side of Augusto. We've been hit out the way a bit by Albert Arenas there, so apologies for the bit of contact on this first lap, being a bit aggressive, but like I said, I did need to not lose too much time, although I have lost quite a bit of time on this lap because I'm still behind Arenas, who I overtook a lot earlier on in the lap. All the rear slide and then no grip on that hard tyre on this opening lap then, so 13th for now. I was hoping that we'd make a little bit more progress in this around the rest of the lap, but we'll have to see. Oh, contact between Arenas and Luti. Arenas has absolutely hit Luti at the back, so our teammate getting a bit of a ram there from Albert Arenas. It looks like they're both stuck behind Jake Dixon as well. Here we go at the inside of Tom Luti. We're going to make this one stick, I think so. Although he's still got he'll have the inside for the next part of the corner. I'm going to try to hold it through, try to get the power as early as I can. No, Luti's still got it side by side for the 2 SAG racing bikes. So up the hill they go. Dixon now been passed by Arenas, so Arenas on an absolute charge in this race. Albert Arenas did a really good job. Obviously, he'll be a rookie in this season, so it's a really good result for him to be fighting past Jake Dixon, someone that's already done 2 seasons in the class. Slide in the rear end then, to come out the last corner. Sam Lowe still leads then, Joe Roberts second. So it's a little bit like the Czech Grand Prix in real life from last season. Lowe's and Roberts being very fast at the front, because of course there's no Bastianini, so those 2 would have been the leaders without Bastianini. So we've got Dixon ahead of us, then it's Digi Antonio, then I think it is Arenas going around the outside, so Arenas is well up into the top 10 now. He's gone from about 15th up into the top 10, absolutely unbelievable, and Canet is actually still ahead of us as well, so both of the speed-ups doing pretty well there. The Angel Nieto, not Angel Nieto anymore, are they? The Aspar again now, aren't they? The Aspar speed-up bikes, we're still yet to make a move past Jake Dixon in front of us. That's what I mean, the AI are not too bad, they don't have severe weaknesses like they do at other circuits. But in the slipstream then of Jake Dixon down towards his next right-hander, we're going to be able to pass him and Digi hopefully on the inside. Oh, we've both gone past Digi. We've had almost been a contact with Digi there. Digi almost ran us up the back, but we're on the inside now of Dixon as well. So we're now up into 10th place. Arenas ahead of us, then it's Canet, and they're trying to muscle their way past Marco Bezzecchi by the looks of it, because obviously it's not Vietti. Vietti's a little bit further down the order. Canet's made the move stick on Bezzecchi. Looks like Arenas is going to do the same, and we go past Bezzecchi as well. Although he'll have the inside. Oh no, we're in front of him now. No, he's still got the inside. Oh, so that's the thing about Brno as well. It's very difficult to pass because you can cut back up the inside through so many of the corners that you can make moves through. So here we go, past Bezzecchi. There looks like there might be something wrong with Bezzecchi's bike because he's going so slow on the straights, which is just a thing that happens in Moto2 sometimes. The riders seem to go so slow. So whether it's if the AI get damaged, they get slowed down like, way too much in Moto2, I think that might be what it is. So hopefully that can be fixed for next year, because there's these weird collisions sometimes at the end of races where one AI goes super slow and gets rammed by another one. But we're on the back of Alberto Arenas and still not managed to pass the Spaniard yet. He's had a really good opening couple of laps. So there we go, around the outside of Arenas. So finally passed him up into 8th position then, and then can it up ahead. I think we've been in front of both of these guys at one point in this race, but of course they both managed to get their way through circumstance. Lowe's absolutely dominating in this race at the minute, which is kind of like my career mode a few seasons ago where Lowe's got a surprise victory, because of course his AI was not good in the game at that point. But we're going on the inside of Canet. We couldn't quite make that one stick. Garzo then ahead of Canet, if we can get our way past Aaron Canet, of course. So here we go then in the slipstream of Canet. Can we make a move? Yes, we can. We've gone past him. He's just completely lifted off there. You go a little bit closer to them, they just lift. It's so strange, though. So Garzo next. Then it's Arbolino. Then I'm not too sure. I think that's Remy Gardner then in 3rd place, isn't it? And obviously Joe Roberts and Sam Lowe's absolutely cleared off. They got about 2 seconds a lap quicker than me. It's a gap to Garzo. I am starting to get a bit more comfortable with the Moto2. Of course, I've not ridden the Moto2 for quite a while, since the league, really, since the Moto2 league that I did, which was quite a while ago. I did always used to use a setup in that one, and of course I've not got a setup on here. It would be a little bit unfair, I think, to use a bit of an OP setup against the AI. So through turn 8, Garzo all over the back of Arbolino. I think he's going to be making his move very, very shortly on the Italian. But there we go then, down the hill towards the Schwantz curve. Will Garzo able to make a move up the inside of him? Oh, actually, he's going for it, but he wasn't quite able to do it. But now we're on the scene. We've closed right up to the back of them. I'm just trying to watch my tyre temperatures. I don't want them to get overheated and for us to be in trouble at the end of the race. Garzo's going to surely got the inside here. That's kind of put me in a bad position, because I was going to try and go around the outside. So it's not really helped me out here. So Garzo moves past Arbolino, and hopefully I'll get the cutback and be able to get past Arbolino as well. Up the hill we go, side by side with Tony. So Tony seems to be struggling quite a bit, because he's lost a lot of time to both myself and Garzo. Past Arbolino, we're going to go up the inside of Hector as well. Oh, this is going to be close. He just hanging around the outside, sliding that rear tyre a little bit. Hector Garzo just keeps in front of us for now. Arbolino tries to look back at the inside, but he's not quite able to do anything about it. So out off the last corner then, coming up towards the line. Bit of slipstream off Hector Garzo. 59.4, so still a lot slower than Sam Lowe's. But here we go, up the inside of Hector Garzo, up into 5th position now. He's hanging it around the outside though. The AI, really, that's what I mean. The AI are pretty good at this circuit. It's the one track where this and the Kimi Ring are basically the 2 tracks where they can beat you, like, genuinely on raw pace. There we go then, side by side with Garzo still. But I think we finally got the move done now, because we're ahead going into the braking zone, and I'm not on the inside or anything. So yes, I think I've got it done now. So I think there's definitely a shot at a podium still. Obviously lap 4 of 7. We've got Remy Gardner ahead of us, and then ahead of him, I'm not 100% sure who that is ahead of him. I didn't actually see what the gap was, so I'm going to put my fuel down to power mode 0, because I think we're a bit marginal on the fuel, and of course that is a big thing in Moto2. The bikes are pretty thirsty. But Gardner looks like he's trying to get that position back, so maybe able to hold up whoever that is when trying to make some sort of move on them. So it's 1.4 seconds, and of course it's Marcel Schrotter that he's battling with. I managed to get close enough to see a name tag through one of the corners, so it's Schrotter and Remy Gardner going at it in front. Gardner back at the inside of Schrotter then, so back up into 3rd place for Remy Gardner. Hopefully that will allow us to catch up a little bit. So now only 8 tenths behind Schrotter, so yeah, we gain quite a bit of time through that section. Garzo's not too far behind us though, so I don't want to make too many mistakes like that. But hopefully we're able to get past Schrotter pretty quickly. Lowe's is absolutely gone. Lowe's done another 58. He's absolutely in a league of his own. He's miles out of Roberts as well. I did 59.4, so again, absolutely nowhere near Sam Lowe's time. So Lowe's is definitely going to get this one, unless he gets that weird AI thing where they just randomly drop back massively by several seconds a lap, which does happen tonight. I guess it's supposed to simulate tyre wear, but it's a little bit over the top, I think. I think we're going to be able to get Schrotter, I believe, because we're pretty close to the back of him, but I'm not even sure if we're actually able to catch up to Gardner now. Schrotter braked very early there. I looked at diving up the inside, but I was just a little bit too far behind. I didn't quite catch him at the right point. He's going so in the middle of the corner there, around the outside. I didn't really want to, but again, he just goes so. We've got about a second now to Hector Garzo that we could lose if we sit behind Schrotter too long. Hopefully we're able to make a move into this right-hander. Yes, we can. Put the inside of him. Gardner now is quite far in front of him. He's probably still about 1.4 in front like he was before. It seems like he lost a bit of time behind Schrotter, but then I probably lost the same amount of time behind Schrotter, so it kind of balanced out. But hopefully we can be on this podium. I'd like to try and get on the podium. which would be pretty good for Brno from the back of the grid, because obviously, like I said, the AI are very, very good at this circuit. It's their best circuit. It's such a shame it's not going to be on, well, it might be in next year's game, but it shouldn't be, because, of course, they're not going there in real life. It could be a historic track, I suppose, so if Milestone, you want to do that, add it as a historic track, that would be fun, so we can still have a bit of fun with the AI here, because they are very, very good here. This, I know I keep saying it, but this is probably the track I will give them credit for that. We'll still have the Kimi Ring, though, of course. That's supposed to still be on the calendar, so there'll be another track where they're pretty good. And perhaps if they do add, like, Portimao or something like that, if they actually add it to the game this time, maybe the AI will be good there, hopefully. Or hopefully the AI will just be better in general. But 1.4 seconds still to Remy Gardner, so we're not making massive inroads on him, to be honest. I think we caught him a little bit. We probably did lose a little bit more time than he did. Fabio Di Gianantonio has had a crash bit further behind. Sam Lowe's another 58. So Sam Lowe's, starting a penultimate lap of the race, has dominated this one. Jake Dixon's had a crash as well. So as one Brit does the fastest lap, one Brit goes down. Still 1.4 seconds to Remy Gardner. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this because we are on the penultimate lap of the race now. But it looks like Gardner might be catching up to Joe Roberts a little bit there as well. 1.5 now. So yeah, Gardner's getting even further ahead of us. It's not quite enough. We're literally basically halfway between Gardner and Garzo, so we've got to watch out for Garzo behind, because if I'm believing that I can catch up to Gardner, I've got to believe that Garzo could catch up to me. But I think Remy might have this one here. I don't think we're going to be able to catch him, unless he really gets held up by Joe Roberts, but I just don't think he'll catch Joe Roberts quite either. But it is quite close between those two, and I think Joe is struggling a little, so it's possible that Gardner could get caught, could catch up to Roberts. 1.4, so we've brought it down again a little bit, but of course it's still the same as it was before overall. He brought it up to 1.5 and brought it back down to 1.4. We're having to push quite hard just to take a tenth out of him, so I think Gardner has got this one safe. Still 1.4, yeah, so Gardner looks like he has got this one in the bag, but he is catching up to Roberts a lot, so he might be able to get Joe Roberts here. I've gone in way too wide into the penultimate turn, so that really is any chance of me catching up to Remy Gardner. Absolutely gone. Sam Lowe's, for once, doesn't set a fastest lap on this lap. Be interesting to see what my time is as I come up towards the line. 59.3, so that might be my personal best lap of the race, but still just not enough to catch up to Remy at all. Oh, Gardner's made the move on Roberts, and Roberts is sliding so much. Look at that in front. I don't know if you will have just been able to see that. Maybe I'll zoom in editing, but Joe Roberts was squirming so much out of that corner. I don't think we're going to quite catch up to him, unfortunately, but if we had another lap, we definitely would. Look at Joe Roberts. He's in so much tyre trouble here. He's got absolutely no grip left whatsoever. And if he loses too much momentum out of the last corner, it's going to be close, because 1.5 seconds, it was 2.1 when it was Gardner in front, so we took 6 tenths out of him right there. So can we try and pass him? Sam Lowe's dominates the Czech Grand Prix, but unfortunately we're going to be 4th place, which is still a fantastic result from the back, but just not quite quick enough to catch up to Joe Roberts and Remy Gardner. Wow, Lowe's absolutely dominated this race, didn't he, really? Because he won by 8 seconds ahead of Remy Gardner, 58.4. It's kind of like his Aragon performance in real life from last season. Apparently Cameron Bobier got a fastest lap with a 57.8, but that didn't happen, did it? Let's be honest. Cameron Bobier coming home in 19th. I don't think he will have gone that much faster than someone that completely obliterated the rest of the field. But a lot of retirements in this one. Di Gianantonio, Dixon, Manzi, Siren and Balega. Obviously Balega and Siren had that collision off the start. Not sure what happened to Manzi. Then obviously Dixon and Di Gianantonio did crash at the same time, so I'm assuming those two had some sort of collision. Jorge Navarro and Yari Montella not doing too well in this one, because Navarro was pretty high up the order at one point. So the AI again in Moto2 just proving how weird they are. They're all over the place sometimes. But since there were so many retirements in this race, it's worth having a look at the crashes that caused them. So first of all, let's go and have a look at Balega and Siren off the start. That would have been a bit of a weird crash, I assume. So on board with Balega here then, you see he's got a bit of a bad start. I think the pit limiter actually gets stuck on for the AI. I think that might actually be what the problem is. And he's just been absolutely hit up the back by Siren, and that's 4 of them down in fact. Oh, and that's what happened. That's what's happened to Stefano Manzi. That's why he was out of the race, because his bike did many cartwheels in the gravel there. So if we slow it down there, you can see Migo flying past, and it looks like Balega's already on the brakes. He gets hit at the back by Siren. They're both down. Their bikes just absolutely skittle out for Somkiat Chantra and Stefano Manzi, but Manzi stayed on the bike for such a long time. I think that's why his so aggressively flipped, because when he finally crashed, it's because he hit a wall. So on board with Siren, then you can see he's closing up on Balega. Balega just slows down randomly, he hits him up the back, and there you can see the exact same sort of camera angle, the TV camera of them all flying in. If we slow this one down here then, there's nothing Siren really could do about that one, because just how slow Bendsneyder was going, he really just couldn't avoid him. So if we watch on board with Stefano Manzi then down towards the first corner, he's going pretty slow, pretty conservative. You can see the crash. Oh, he just gets caught on that bike, and that is why he span out so much. His bike got lifted off the ground and just sort of launched into the air. That was so brutal for poor Stefano Manzi. If we slow this one down, you can see the two bikes sliding towards him. He's turning in, of course. He ramps up that NTS, and that's what collected, obviously, Sumkiat, because he then got forced wide by the bike he was riding up into the side of Sumkiat Chantra, which had Chantra off, really put Manzi at a strange angle. And here you go. He's just, yeah, he was still sliding. He was on a lean, still sliding on the side of that NTS, and suddenly the NTS slows down a little bit, and that just sends the Pons bike flying over the top. It hits the gravel, and just, wow, it bounces so high. I'm guessing the amount of force it had in it just launched it back up into the air. So that, I think there's no question to why he retired from that one. So then next up it is the Jake Dixon and Fabio Di Giannantonio crash, and it's a pretty similar thing. You see going up the hill here, Jake Dixon absolutely nowhere near Di Giannantonio, but Di Giannantonio just slows down so much. Jake Dixon kind of did have enough time to react, but he is an AI of course, and absolutely flies in the back of him. Those crashes there really are brutal because of just how they hit the tyre barrier. I mean, if you see like how Jake's body sort of just being launched around, good job it is only a game of course, and then the bikes come flying in as well. Some of the crashes on this game are really ridiculous. But that's pretty much it for this video then. We've done the race, we've had a look at some of the crashes, and I hope you did enjoy it. It was quite a good race fighting through the pack, of course. I picked Brno specifically because I thought it was going to be a good one, and it seemed like it was because there was lots of battle and the AI fighting back, which is always nice to see. It's always nice to see the AI actually giving you a bit of a run for your money. So Brno once again giving us a pretty good race against the AI. So like I said, I hope you did enjoy that one. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.